Hey everybody, it's SaskiaSketches, and today I'm going to be talking about the animatic that I uploaded last week. If you have not seen that video yet, I highly recommend that you go watch it before this one. And if you have, ooh, that was heavy, wasn't it? Yeah. I got this idea, I put this in a disclaimer at the beginning of the video as well. I got this idea from Something Else YT, and if you haven't watched his video yet, you should do that also. But yes, that I watched that and I was like, okay, actually I relate to this a lot, and I've been. It's not like I hadn't like even thought of it before I saw that video, but I had been struggling with it for a while, and when I saw that, it really inspired me to make something and to create something of my own that kind of maybe would help me reflect on it a little bit. And after I can definitely say that that has really helped. Like, looking at it from a different perspective really helps me see that, oh yeah, I am being really, really mean to myself. And I would never tell my friends things that I say to myself. So why am I being this mean to myself, right? If that's not, how I'm supposed to be treating myself. It really helped put that into perspective, and it helped me look at it from a different point of view, I guess. Just take a step back and like look at it for what it is. And yeah, that was really interesting, and it was quite an eye-opening experience. Not that I never, ever thought about it before, but making it really helped, I know, maybe come to terms with it a little bit more and like see what it is that I'm doing. So in order for me to like move past it, I think a good first step is like understanding that I'm doing it and like recognizing that I'm doing it, so that when it is happening, right, when I am doing that kind of thing, I can like recognize it and maybe nip it in the bud next time. So what I made was an illustrated conversation that I have with myself, if that makes sense. I illustrated how I talk to myself from the perspective of I know, like an outsider, if that makes sense. So if you were to split like the thoughts that I have into different characters, right? You've got me, and then you've got this like ideal version of me, and then you've got Sebastian, and it's really interesting to dissect. That's what I found. I found it very interesting to dissect my thoughts and my thinking pattern, and to categorize the thoughts that I have, and to put a character to them, and to then look at it from an outsider's perspective. It was really eye-opening, because I noticed just how terrible I'm being to myself sometimes, right? Some of these like things that I say to myself, that's also in the animatic, I would never ever say that to anyone else, but for some reason I say that to myself all the time, and that's just really terrible. And I am a bully. I am bullying myself, which is just, it's a really weird thought, but it is what's happening, and I'm glad that I can see it now, so that maybe next time that it happens, I can nip it in the bud. So on the one hand, you have this idealized version of me, right, with the quote-unquote perfect body, the quote-unquote perfect work output and everything. It's idealized, and the way that she's treating me, I guess it's the way that I'm treating myself. I'm holding myself to an abnormally high standard, and it's toxic and it's not good, and I guess it's really interesting to look at it from this kind of perspective, to see this character, you know, that represents this thought pattern. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. I feel like the video kind of speaks for itself as well. But that's what that is. And then on the other hand, you have Sebastian, and Sebastian is one of the elemental animals, and if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I have a ton of different characters, elemental animal characters, and all these characters represent a different part of me and of my personality, and Sebastian is kindness. That is also where the title of the video came from, A Conversation with Kindness. And it was really fun to draw him and to like imagine what he'd be saying and what he'd be thinking about the way that I'd be treating myself, right? Because I love being kind to other people, right? It makes me happy to make other people happy. And the fact that I'm treating myself this badly most of the time, and that I'm holding myself to these terrible standards is not cool, and it's the total opposite of what I treat other people as. So it's really interesting to kind of like step into the shoes of kindness and of what kindness might think of the way that I've been treating people. I know this is all very like the way that I've been treating myself, but I know this is all very like it's all been quite ambiguous. So I really hope that you guys can follow me. I put a lot of thought and I know, symbolism and stuff in this kind of thing. So I hope that it makes a little bit of sense. I hope I can explain it a bit. But yeah, so that's kind of the meaning behind what I made and stuff. So yeah, it's heavy, but it's a heavy issue that I deal with, and I know other people deal with as well. So I thought it was, I know, it was nice to be able to talk about it and to be able to illustrate it and to, I know, maybe vent about it a little bit, get it out of my system and look at it from a different angle. That I felt like it really been so helpful. And now that I, you know, when I'm having these kind of thoughts now, it's much easier for me to dismiss them almost, and to be like, okay, you know, this is not the way that I want to treat myself, because this is not the way that I want to treat other people. So I can kind of treat it as it's all its own separate thing. Kind of, it's like somebody else is talking to me now, and that's in like the sense of that. It's easier to dismiss it that way, if that makes sense. It doesn't really feel like the way that I'd be treating other people, so it's not really the way that I would like to be treating myself. So in that, like, it's all been whimsical and stuff, and it's spiritual. It's hard to kind of explain these kinds of things, but I hope it makes at least a little bit of sense. Yeah, so the technical aspect, how did I make this thing like actually work? So I first like wrote a script and kind of got the idea of what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to be, you know, explaining and featuring in this video. Well, just the general idea of it, basically. And then I recorded the audio, so I recorded what I'd written down, but then it came down to just way too much time and way too many, way too much stuff, basically. So I decided to just go ahead and do the frames and then try the audio again, and that worked a lot better. So I just sketched out all the frames and kind of what I wanted to be happening on screen and where I wanted, you know, the various different story beats to hit and stuff, and that that was a lot easier, right? And after that, I recorded the audio after that again, and I kind of just did it as I was editing the video, so I didn't really do one or the other straight up, like I didn't really do one before the other. It was just mostly me doing them at the same time and kind of like toggling back and forth between, oh hey, what do I need in this scene? Do I need a different frame? What kind of line do I need here and stuff like that? So I kind of just went about it that way, which was actually kind of fun. I had much more fun with this near the end, because at the beginning I was a bit like, I don't know, I wasn't so keen on talking about this, and I wasn't really sure what to do, and I didn't want it to be too depressing and everything. But after I was watching it come together, everything was, you know, it was really, really fun to just work on it, and especially because the latter part of the animatic is much more, you know, uplifting, and that gave me courage in it as well. I wasn't so sure about recording the voice acting for Sebastian by myself, because normally when I make something like a storyboard or an animatic or anything like that, I ask for you know, or I like hire a voice actor on FIVERR, or I ask one of my friends to voice a character. But this time I wanted to try and voice all the characters myself, mostly because it's like an illustration of my own thoughts, right? So it makes sense for me to be recording them, and I feel like it set the characters too far apart if they weren't recorded by the same voice actor. So that was that creative decision. I think that was the best thing to do, because I feel like if I'd hired other people to do it for me, I don't think it would have hit the same way, if that makes sense. Yeah, what I did find is that the quote-unquote ideal version of me was really, really hard to record. And that's, I guess, a testimony as to how hard I think it is to say these mean things out loud. Like I was constantly like, oh, how do I sound mean? I needed it to sound very authentic and genuine, because if it didn't, it wouldn't feel the same way, right? It wouldn't have, I know, had the same impact. I don't know if I did it perfectly, probably not. I am still also a beginning voice actor, so I'm not that great at it yet. But it was really, I don't know, it was hard to get into that, like, kind of like mean characters. How do mean people sound, kind of thing. It was hard to figure out, but I think I managed. What I found was I was just going real quiet and kind of like maybe like whispering, oh, you're not good enough. And I'm like, okay, but how do I say it like confidently and like, so it's really funny. I actually just first sat there and recorded the opposite of the line and just went, oh, you look really great today. Because I was able to get my like excitement up for that, and then I'd like switch and turn it around and kind of tried to keep the same like tone of voice but more sarcastic, and I don't know. It was a process. Suffice it to say, I don't like being mean. Other than that, I'm really just so proud of how the video came out, and I feel like I was really able to convey my emotions and my thoughts well. Even if I wasn't able to explain them all that well in this video, kind of just rambled on a bit. Anyway, I hope that you got something out of it that maybe you'll also be kinder to yourself in 2021. I'm trying, I'm really trying, and yeah, don't worry about me. I'm doing fine. I'll try. I'm really trying to do better and to not be as unkind to myself. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to his YouTube channel for more art videos every single Friday. Have a great weekend, guys, and keep on sketching. Bye!